A special Ricoh Woodbine Mile edition of Talkin Horse Racing. Jason Portwando, Jennifer Morrison. The draw wrapped up moments ago. We know who's going to be competing. We know from where they're going to start. And how cool was it? Track announcer Dan, formerly, was the draw master.
Well, Danny's always said that this race was one of his favorites and the most difficult to call. All kinds of new horses coming in from all over the world. I mean, it's got to be everybody's favorite race of the whole Woodbine schedule, isn't it?
Let's get down to business. A good-looking field of 12. We start with the home team first. Hall of Famer Roger Affield has won this race. You would have to have think before, right? No, it's about the only race he hasn't won. Will that change on Saturday?
Well, like you said, he's got a horse in the race, Tower of Texas, he's going to tell us about. This is the third time for that horse running in this race. Maybe it's the charm?
He always runs hard, this horse, you know, and he's been an unlucky horse because of his style of running, right? And even last year, you know, he didn't have a real clean run down the lane, you know, and then his last race he got blocked and didn't get up in time. But he's always trying, and that's all you can expect. I haven't really studied the form on all the horses, but it's really important that there's a good, strong pace in front of this horse, you know, and I would think we're going to get that. He's doing very, very well. You know, I think he's as good as he was last year. Like I say, he always brings his game to the races. But it's a great race. It'd be a nice race to win for sure.
So with Roger, clearly it's that if at first you don't succeed, try again theme.
Yeah, and you know what, Roger, the one thing he was talking about is the horse needs a big pace in front. I'm not sure he's going to get it, Jason. I might be looking elsewhere to make my bet.
All right, kind of trip dependent. I can see that. Let's move on. Another local, Sittard train, Glenville Gardens, post 12 for this one, 20-1 on the morning line.
Yeah, what an interesting story. You know, him and his wife bought this horse for $40,000. And, I mean, he ran the race last year and showed speed. Well, let's let Sid tell us a little bit more about Glenville Gardens.
I mean, he was really, really bad. But he's been really good. But this year when he come in, no, we couldn't make him go the right way. So we took him to the farm for a couple of weeks. We bring him back. And my ex-reserve boy and his groom done a good job with him. He turned him around. Now he's going really, really good. Different horse now. It was a good race. He was kind of behind horses a little bit, kind of stuck a little bit. I don't say he should win, you know, but he had the chance to run. He was, you know, he was coming a little bit, you know. It's a tough race, but who knows, you know, you never know in this business, you know. Maybe that day he's going to feel good.
Now, Sittard obviously won this race in 2001. That was only like a 6-1 upset with numerous times. This would be a bigger shock.
Yeah, Glenville Gardens, he's in pretty tough. I know Sid says the horse is in top form. It's great. This is a grade 1 race, though. He's in tough.
Yeah, he is, but this, you know, a lot of theater with this turf course in the past.
That's right.
We'll see if we get more of it on Saturday. One more local to talk about, Stuart Simon trained Dragon Bay.
Yeah, Stuart Simon owns a piece of this horse, and what a wonderful story he's been. They bought him for next to nothing. He's won races going long on the grass. He's won races, stakes races on the main track, Tapeta. What about the Woodbine Mile? This is a bit of a step up.
He's doing really good, the horse. You know, he had to run back a little quickly, I felt, in the last race. I think he ran a little bit flat, got caught in a kind of a pace battle, and I just think he's ready to come up with a big effort. He's win before going a mile on the turf. He's win a stake in Belmont, in fact, going a mile on turf, which turned out to be a very key race with a lot of big winners in it. So, no, he can get the trip just fine. I think that he's best just kind of forwardly placed, but he doesn't need the lead, and he'll definitely just kind of track horses, and I think he can get that kind of a trip in here today, or coming up on Saturday.
Stuart Simon, looking to go 1 for 1. He's never had a horse in this race before.
Yeah, and the way Stuart Simon's year's been going, he's been winning a lot of races, doing so well with various clients and horses. I mean, he's just very good at what he does. It wouldn't surprise me.
All right, let's talk about those now dressing in the visitors' room. And you know what? The Invaders do have a heavy hand that they're bringing to this side of the Atlantic. First up, Aidan O'Brien. He's only had one shot at this race, 2006 Gen. Was a good third with Ad Valorem. He'll send out 2 coming up on Saturday.
Considered one of the premier trainers in all of Europe, Aidan O'Brien has 2 horses, and his head lad, TJ Comerford, who has been to Woodbine many times, he's going to tell us about Lancaster Bomber and Deauville.
I personally couldn't pick which one I would rather be on, because Deauville's form is there in the book, you know, while Lancaster Bomber is getting the weight, and that counts for a lot, especially when I know what he's running against at home and he's taking on 3-year-olds, you know, so, and he'll have his ground, and you know, he takes to this well, you know, it's hard to pick between him. You know, he has raced recently, yeah, he's ran over a mile at Royal Ascot in the Queen Anne, which is a real top class mile Group 1 for older horses, you know, so he ran behind Ribchester, who went on then to win a Grade 1 in France the weekend. So I think a strong run mile is his race, rather than a mile and a quarter, because he just seems to run out of steam a little bit, but he still runs well over it, but it just depends on the type of horse that he takes on in it. He's ran well on different types of ground, but he probably wouldn't be, you know, one of our top drawer horses. But saying that, he was second in a Breeders' Cup, and he was second in the St. James's Palace at Royal Ascot. The form is there, and he's in well on the weights as well, you know. They'll probably finish in first and second, but I don't know which order.
I like them both. I think Lancaster Bomber is the sneaky horse coming into a big effort.
All right, Mondialise, that's where we're going to head to next, Jen. Won this race 2 years ago.
His name means world traveler, and he was at Woodbine 2 years ago and won this race, so you know what, he's been everywhere. Let's find out more from his head lad, Fergal Davis.
The last couple of years, his early part of the season, the form, he takes a bit of time to get going, and like even similar to this year as last year, his first few races were poor, and then he ran in the same race, and he was second last year in it, and then he was second in it again this year, just beaten. So obviously his run the last day was a little bit obviously disappointing, but it was a very tactical race, and it didn't really suit him. But I'm very happy with him. You know, he's in very good form. He's not really ground dependent. When he won here 2 years ago, there was a little bit of a cut. It rained all morning, but when he won the Arlington Million last year, it was like the road. So I think he'll be fine with the trip. I think this track suits him well, because obviously a big long stretch. You know, it'll give him plenty of time to get going up the running. When you all think he's done with, he'll come and do them all on the line, hopefully.
Gotta be honest, I cashed on Mondialise 2 years ago. No Fergal Lynch, but you get Jose Ortiz.
Not a European rider on this horse, like you'd normally expect. An American jockey, a very good one. Jose Ortiz, we better take notice of Mondialise.
8-1, that's juicy.
Yeah.
I have no idea what to expect out of Cutter Racing's Arad. We've seen him here before, but he's a brand new acquisition for trainer David Simcock.
That's right. I mean, they don't know what to expect, you know? I mean, the horse ran kind of well in the race last year, but then he's been all over the place. He's been different trainers, whatever. They only got him in June. Well, Ian Russell's going to tell us a little bit about what he does know about Arad.
He's been a real nice horse to have, being given to. We got him back in, I think it was about May, June time, and he had an Australian tour. Came here last year for another English trainer, and yeah, we're pretty excited to see what happens, really. And it would be nice to have another run before he came out here, I guess. But yeah, we're here, and it's all systems go. This place has been very, very good to us, and we've won the mile before with Tradestorm, also owned by Qatar. I think generally our horses do come from behind, and we're pretty patient with them. We like them to always finish strongly, so you know, if we can get them into a rhythm, and you know, Harry Bentley's going to be on them, he's a great jockey, and you know, hopefully things should pan out for us. There's only one winner, and everybody wants to be that winner, so yeah, we'll see how we get on.
So the form isn't the greatest, hasn't raced since April. Question marks there, but he's got the right trainer, because David Simcock has a lot of success here, as talked about, and won this race with Tradestorm in 2014.
Well, that's the one thing you have to keep in mind, is people that bring horses all the way over here and have had success. They know what they're doing.
Dutch Connection, let's wrap it there for Godolphin. What's a big race without seeing their colors in the field?
This is an interesting horse, because he's been going shorter distances, but he's really coming up to a big race, I think. An improving horse. He's interesting. Let's find out from Michael Murphy more about Dutch Connection.
Yeah, so far so good. Arrived Monday night. Got to see it yesterday for the first day. Horses seem to travel over nicely. He goes out in the grass tomorrow at 9 AM for his first morning on the track. Seems to be happy, so yeah, we'll find out more tomorrow. We put him in that race last time at good. It was really good ground. He prefers quicker ground. The conditions is going to be firm over here, so that's going to be ideal. He done it nice and cosily in the end. He was pulling away, going through the line. That was over 7 furlongs. We're stepping up to the mile over here. So yeah, we're hopeful, confident, yeah. I'm sure the flat and flat mile around here should be fine for him. He finished second at Sandown the first time out, started this year in a Group 2, and he just got beat. That was first time out. He improved from that again. He finished second at Ascot over a mile, so we're confident that the trip shouldn't be a problem.
Others in the field of 12 include Mark Cassie's pair of World Approval, who comes in hot, having won 3 of 4, including this flat mile score in the 4-star Dave at Saratoga, and Conquest Panthera, who surprised at 8-1 in the Play the King. He's now a perfect 2 for 2 over the EP Taylor turf. Hall of Famer Bill Mott, who won the inaugural event back in 1997 with Jerry, will saddle Long on Value, a 3rd place finisher in the Troy, and local trainer Norm McKnight will send out his first ever mile horse, Best Bard, who was claimed from his last start, a winning effort versus $40,000 claimers. Mikel Barcelona, just had to say that once, at 6-1 on the line with that one for the Godolphin Blue Silks. Appropriately enough, final word goes to the guy that's gonna call Saturday's race.
Well, it's more than just a horse race, Jason. I mean, it's all the people that's going to be here, and music and food, kind of like the Queen's Plate, but with a whole international flavor. And Robert captured a lot of that when he talked to us about last year's race.
Tippin, what stuck out with me about her was the chanting of the fans after the race. It was such an atmosphere like no other. But the race itself, I felt that Julien Leparoux knew when to move. I know Tara of Texas made ground on Tippin, but she had the race, and that represented to me what the Ricoh Woodbine Mile is all about. It's about class, it's about supreme talent, and she had it.
So the $1 million question is, I wonder what name they're gonna be chanting this year.
Well, it probably won't be mine because my picks haven't been that good, but you know, we could always see if I might actually pick the winner this year. But yeah, I can't wait to find out.
Where did the gate go?
Oh,
Gate's
gosh.
gone, I guess it's time for us to go.
All right.
6:34 on Saturday. Stay tuned. It is the Ricoh Woodbine Mile. Hopefully you've enjoyed the preview show. For Jen Morrison and all of us here at the program, I'm Jason Portwando. Thank you as always for the company. We'll see you again soon.